All right, it's good to meet every one of you. So we'll go right into the lesson right away. Okay. All right, so that's a brief about myself. I am your head of department for the Department of Computer Science and the acting dean for the School of Computing right here in Miva Open University. Good to meet every one of you. CSC 101 or COS 101 is a general course in Miva, and it is purely in computing. Everyone, so I have people from economics, from public admin, and not just people in computing. So I recognize every one of you. And it's going to be an interesting class because it's the summary of all the things you've learned so far. Of few questions, I have already picked like 5 or 6 questions from each of the areas we want you to pay a closer attention on, and then we're going to use that to run on this. So, and they are right here on your screen. Introduction to computing is on week 1. On week 2, computer hardware. On week 3, on week 5 is algorithms and programming basics. So these are the things I'll be summarizing, and I will be having some questions. And I want you to be very, very interactive. You will use the messaging box most of the time. Just make you understand. Hello. All right. I want you to talk while the lecture is going on. I really want you to be muted at this moment. And then when you want to talk, you can unmute yourself and do the talking, please. I don't want to mute everyone from here because I want it to be interactive. Please help us to ensure that you are muted. Then when it's time for you to talk, you can do the talking. All right, that's good. Thank you. Okay, so we are looking at introduction to computing on week 1. On week 2, computer hardware. On week 5, algorithms and programming basics. So I'm going to do the summary of all of that using questions and answers, multiple choice questions, similar to what you are going to see in your examination. Our focus right now is to prepare you for the exams. The exams are just around the corner, and then we want you to do very, very well in the exams. Then we'll see programming fundamentals. We'll see, the noise is affecting. So what I'm going to do at this moment is to mute everyone. Okay, so I've done a general muting for everyone. And when I want you to talk, I will actually mute you, and then you should be able to talk from here. Okay, now we will go into the aspects of our revision right away. So, but we will use the chat box to tell me things as we move on. So programming fundamentals, we are going to look at that. Programming fundamentals 1 and 2, that is week 6 and 7, which is the almighty week for you in CSC 101. I know it's a lot of programming in Python, and we are going to have a fun time revising some of those things that you have been taught and you've seen. And then finally, we look at week 10, where we look at the software development life cycle. And I will have the same question and answers to answer every one of them. So let's start with week 1. So look at the question here. I have 5 or 6 questions in each of the weeks, and I will use it to run the entire summary. Which ancient mechanical device was primarily used as a counting tool, with the actual computation being done by the user? Okay, oh fine, I can see that responses, that's a good one. Okay, so everyone is sure that we are having A as the answer. So the answer is A. It is called abacus, and it's not, there is a Jacquard mechanical loom, but that is not what it is. It is abacus is the right answer. So thank you. you're able to get that correctly. And then I hope you understand how to do the counting in abacus, counting in fives, counting in tens, and then all of that. So, but just remember the abacus. Look at the second question. The second question is that what is the primary purpose of abstraction in computer science? The primary purpose of abstraction in computer science. Number one is simplifying complex systems. Number two, optimizing code execution. Number three, C, is enhancing user interface. And then the fourth one, D, is minimizing hardware requirement. Let me see what the answers are. Okay, now we have different opinions. Some say it's C, but majority is saying it's A. Okay, so let's see what the answer looks like. The answer is A. It is simplifying complex systems. That's why we are doing abstraction. The primary purpose of abstraction in computer science is to manage complexity, anything called complexity, and then simplify the design and implementation of software systems, okay? So what we do in abstraction is actually to get high-level representation of complex systems or concepts. So we don't want to give everybody the big details. So we simply need to hide some things and then make it very simple. So complex systems are simplified using the concept of abstraction. Okay, so you see those that say C, enhancing user interface. No, that cannot be the answer. We cannot be enhancing user interface using abstraction in computer science. Okay, a closer answer that may even look better is optimizing code execution. Okay, but actually it is not about coding at this time or the optimization of coding. It's about the simplification of large or complex systems. Okay, let's look at the third one. What role do registers play in a CPU? What roles do registers play in a CPU? What roles? The first one is registers are temporary storage for data and can be directly accessed by the ALU, that is the ALU, the arithmetic and the logic unit. Then B is registers control the movement of data and are not directly accessed by the ALU. Okay, and then the C, registers are used to store program instructions, and then registers contain machine language instruction. So let me see what the answers are in you. Okay, so majority are saying that the answers are B, or the right answer is B. Actually, the right answer is A. A register is a temporary storage for data. Okay, is a temporary storage for data. And it can be directly accessed by the CPU. There are different CPUs with different numbers. While computers store most of their active data in RAM, the ALU can only be directly accessed, the registers. So having more registers is an advantage in this area. So it's a good role that it is playing. I understand why some are saying it's B, because you are looking at the maybe purpose option, but the actual right option is A, because it is a temporary storage for data. Okay, so we got to the third one. I think it should be number 3. What happens to data stored on RAM when a computer is shut down? Okay, now please remember that I will want you to, we'll have a time of interaction in once we are done with each of the week. So if you have some questions, you can also put it up on the comment box. I will pick them up and make some clarification. That's the essence of the whole revision. Now, what happens to data stored on RAM when a computer is shut down? So A is it is deleted, B, it remains intact, C, it is lost or erased, D, it is transferred to the hard disk. Okay, let me see what you're answering. Okay, I can see D, I can see C, I can also see A. All right, those of you that said A, you may have a point, but I doubt if the answer should be A, because the reason is If something is deleted, you can as well recover the thing. If something is deleted, you can recover what is deleted. Okay. But if something is lost, you won't be able to do that recovery, or something is erased, you won't be able to do that recovery. So what happens to data that is stored on RAM? Computer is shut down and it didn't take it to the hard disk where it's going to persist, then there will be trouble. What will happen is that it will be lost. So data in RAM is erased when the computer shuts down and power is off. But if it is a storage, the hard disk, it is not going to happen that way. You will get it again. So RAM is temporary and is also volatile. So that's why it is good to always save when you are working. So you won't be able to get that. So you can't say deleted, because if it is deleted, we can go to the recycle bin and pick it up again. But it is still on the RAM, it has not gone to the hard disk. We won't be able to do that particular operation. Okay, so we look at the next question. What does the term stored program concept refer to? Context of computer architecture. Very beautiful question. What does the term stored program concept refer to in the context of computer architecture? The number one here is the use of instruction. The number three is the control units management of program execution. And then D is the invention of the computer by John von Neumann. Okay, well, I hope you remember John von Neumann actually got that stored program concept stuff. And that is all the issue of the computer architecture that we have learned so far. So let me see what your answers are to see if we are picking up on B. Okay, you can see some people saying B, storing that program is in B, and that, okay, so you are correct in B. So having programs stored in the same memory as data is known as a stored program concept. When program and when data is stored in the same place, having programs stored in the same memory as data is known as a stored program concept. Okay. Now, because this concept was popularized in a well-known article by John von Neumann, the stored program concept was once referred to as von Neumann architecture. So the von Neumann architecture uses this stored program concept. Okay. And I think you can remember the diagram. Don't forget the diagram of that as well. You can go back, revise that as well to know the diagram of the John von Neumann architecture. Okay, so we look at, I think this should be number 5 or number 6 question now, under week 1. What is the primary advantage of cache memory over main memory in a CPU? What is the primary purpose? Primary advantage of that? The first one is cache memory is more cost-effective to manufacture. The B part is cache memory is made from faster static RAM. This looks to me like a good one. C, cache memory has a larger storage capacity. D, cache memory is easily upgradable. Who says that? Okay, so let me see what your answers are going on B. So majority are saying that the answer is B. So the answer is B. Clap for yourself. You're making good progress. I'm happy you are doing well. That's a good one. Now, cache access is faster than main memory access for 2 reasons. Number one, because the cache memory is inside the CPU. So the data stored have as far as to travel as data from the main memory. And then secondly, the cache memory is made from faster static RAM, not dynamic RAM. So that is the primary advantage that cache memory has over the main memory in the CPU. So what that means in essence is that if you are looking for something and it is in the cache memory, we get it faster, okay, than traveling all to the main memory to be able to pick up that particular information. Okay. All right. Okay. I think we are combining week 1 and 2 in this one before we have an interaction. Week 2 is covering computer hardware. And here is a good question. What is a unit used to measure a computer processor speed? What is a unit we use to measure a computer processor speed? I think this one looks very easy to answer. Let me see if you're making good progress in answering them. Hertz, bytes, pixel, flops. Okay, let me see. A, bytes. No. We are saying what is a unit used to measure a computer processor's speed? Processor's speed. Okay, so the B will not actually be the right answer. So the right answer will be A. In fact, a closer answer would have also been flops, but there is a reason why it shouldn't be flops. So I have in the description that the speed of a processor is measured in hertz. Okay, hertz, not storage. So don't say bytes, which represents the number of instructions per second it can process. So it means that 1 megahertz is equal to 1 million hertz, and 1 gigahertz equal to 1 billion hertz, and all of that. So we have megahertz, we have gigahertz, and all of that based on speed. Now, hertz measures the clock speed or frequency of a processor. But there's another one called flops. It measures the computational performance in terms of floating point operation per second. So when you are performing computation, it is flop that we will say the measurement is being placed under. But if it is about the speed or the frequency of that particular processor, we are saying it is hertz. Okay, let's look at this other one. What is the main distinguishing factor between system software and application software? Very easy question. Very, very easy, isn't it? Look closely, discover it's very easy. So this one is, first, system software is close to the hardware. Application software is close to the software. B, system software performs specific tasks. Application software manages system resources. C, system software costs more than application software. Then D, system software runs on the hardware. Application software runs on the operating system. I can see a D, and I can see a little of B. Okay, so the answer is D. So for those saying B is system software performs specific tasks. Application software manages system resources. That's where there's a problem. So application software will not manage system resources. Now, system software communicates directly with the hardware, while application software runs on top of the operating system. So operating system is there, then the application software runs on top of it. But if it is a system software, it is directly operating on the hardware. So it sits directly on the hardware, okay? And that's the thing that happens on these concepts of our BIOS. I hope that is BIOS and what happens and all of that. Please remember to also revise the concept of BIOS as well. Okay, look at another one. This one is very easy. For a student who needs a computer mostly for writing papers, browsing the web and email, which would likely be the best choice for this student right now? So we say laptop, gaming desktop, tablet, smartphone. So what the student just need is just writing papers, browsing the web, and checking his or her email. So what is the best choice after doing CSC 101? What best choice do you think that would be A? So very easy. A laptop would provide a portability, keyboard, and adequate power for basic tasks. So you would have gone for a gaming desktop, but gaming desktop will be an overkill. The reason is because there's a lot of computing resources for that gaming desktop. Okay. Then the next, how many computers can run? So which of them? Which of them? Okay, let me see. If you are getting that answer, RAM, CPU, GPU, hard disk space. So which of the computer component, that means how many applications run simultaneously? Let me see. Okay. Will it be D, hard disk space? No. Okay. Size A. So it's not hard disk. The hard disk doesn't do any for running of an application. It only at the same time on one computer. So if you have someone who is having something like 8 GB of RAM will be completely different from someone who is having like 16 GB of RAM. Oh, I'm good. I can run a lot of things with 8 GB. I try. But what if someone is now using 4 GB of RAM? Okay, so this one is so small and you won't be able to do a lot of things, especially right now that computer online and other things. Any system you want to buy should be at least 8 GB. So let me move to the next one, which is an advantage of a desktop computer compared to a laptop. Which one? And then I have all of these answers here. Upgradable components, larger screen size, longer battery life, increased portability. Which one? So we're having which is an advantage, which of them? I'm trying to run fast. It will be A, upgradable component. Desktop allow components like RAM and graphics card to be upgraded, harder to upgrade internally. It doesn't mean that you cannot upgrade. Not all laptops can actually be upgraded or upgraded, because most of some of these software resources or components are in use. So it's then how does pipelining improve overall speed of instruction execution in a CPU? This is a good one on computer hardware. Stored program concept I've mentioned on the von Neumann architecture, and now we are looking on pipelining. One is by executing instructions in a random order. Two, by increasing the number of CPUs in a computer. Then C is by breaking up instruction into smaller stages and overlapping the execution. Remember pipelining by reducing the number of instructions processed simultaneously. Let me see what is going on. A lot of persons are saying C. Okay, the answer is C. Please, can you give a virtual clap for yourselves? I can see that you guys are really ready for this examination. Everyone is ready to make A's and B's, and I'm happy about that. That's a good one. Okay, so actually pipelining improves CPU speed and efficiency by breaking down instructions execution into stages. That's what pipelining does, so that you can do parallel processing. And this will reduce idle time, increase throughput, and then implement strategies to address anything hazard. So it is a fundamental technique we use in modern CPU design to enhance performance and maximize computational throughput. So this question can come in another way. How can we enhance computational throughput? Okay, it is by using pipelining. So pipelining is very, very good. It breaks up instructions into smaller stages. Okay, so we are right now on the discussion part for weeks 1 and 2. And I don't know if anyone is having any question. I'm checking your comment. If there's any question I can pick from there, I will answer. If there is none, we can go on. We have a lot of things to cover, remember? So I'm trying to also run to ensure that we cover every one of them. Is anyone raising hand? Okay, I'm going to do this host control, then allow you. All right, Rich James, can you talk to me now? Rich James, able to talk. You can unmute yourself and talk. And also Joseph, just 2 persons enough.
Sorry, sir. I wanted to clap, but I raised the hand by mistake. It was a mistake. Sorry, sir.
It seems he's not here. All right, there's a question on the comment box, and he's saying, sir, it is fully objective. Fully objective. Exactly what you're seeing right now is what you're seeing in your examination. Fully objective. A, B. So you simply go through and then mark them. And there will be 60 questions. 60 questions. That's what you're going to have. How many objectives? 60 of them, 1 mark each, and that's a 60 mark for your examination. You have got 40 marks already, which we covered in your CA. So this will be on 60 points. Okay, so let me move on to week 3. Week 3, okay, that's actually week 5. But that's a topic, algorithms and programming basics. And I'm happy it's about programming for you to grasp all the concepts. But please, let's pay good attention so that you can be able to pick all the details as much as you can. Following is not a characteristic of an algorithm. Which of them is not a characteristic? A has a finite number of steps. B has input and output. C does not involve loops or repetitions. And then D contains a sequence of steps. Nobody even try to say something is characteristics of an algorithm. The next one, what type of code do interpreters directly execute? What type of code do interpreters directly execute? Let's see what the answer is. Assembly code, object code, machine code, source code. Okay, let me see. Now, this one is now looking confusing because some persons are also saying that. So let us understand what they are. Now, look closely now. The answer here is the source code. Human readable instructions written in a programming language before being translated into machine code. That is actually what's called source code. Okay, and that is what the interpreter will actually directly carry and then execute. Now, assembly code is low-level programming language that uses mnemonics to represent machine code instruction, typically used as an intermediary between steps of high level. So when I'm doing assembly language, I am using mnemonics. Okay, some mnemonics is something like, let me use here to write it, load, LDA, okay, A, comma B. So I'm moving something from B, maybe it's load path. I can also say move A, comma B. So I'm doing some assembly code here in that part. So I can move something in B to A. So from this register to this register. So this is actually the mnemonics here. Then object code is output of a compiler or an assembler. consisting of machine code and data in a format that can directly be executed by a computer. That is the object code. And everything is actually coming down to the object code, actually. The machine code, what we call it, is a low-level programming language consisting of decimal numbers. And of course, that's where I think for those of you in we do a lot of that when you begin to move into hexadecimal number, hexadecimal number, to octal number, then to binary number and all that. So you do a lot of that in. Okay, look at the next question. What does flowchart?
Give the answer to the last question.
Okay, the answer to is C. I hope I'm that's it. Source code is C. Okay.
Not this one.
Right. What does a flowchart use to?
Not this answer, sir. The other one, sir.
The one before this one, sir.
Two of them.
Before.
Two questions or three questions.
This is the. This is this.
This one.
No, the next
No,
one.
sir. The previous one, please.
This one and the other one.
The question on algorithm, sir.
First words again. This is where
Yes.
huh?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Next
Okay, so here source code. Okay, that's fine. All right, so what does a flowchart use? What is flowchart? Which one? Okay, but somebody said C, rectangles. It can be. Okay. So happy, it can be. So the answer is over. So in over, we do start, and we can say something like this, and then we do a start. Okay. Then we would do all manner of things. Remember the flow lines. We can take an input, okay, and then we can also do a process. Okay, this is a rectangle part you're saying, okay, and then there will be an output. We can also run an output here. So when we can also close. This will be our stop. This is what we are talking about. So there will be a start, there will be a stop. So we use over in doing all of that. Of course, you know what this is. What do we use rectangle to do? What is rectangle? What do we use rectangle to do? Let me see if you're able to do that. Yes, process. That's good. What do we use parallelogram to do? Input and output. That's good. That's fine. So you guys are powerful. So you're ready for this exam. Okay. All right. Actually, this question already in it. So which of these is not an essential element of an algorithm? So I didn't remember to remove all of that. So the answers are here already. So and that's what we are having right now. And outputs, but recursive process is not mandatory.
Okay.
Hello? Okay.
Please, your network is really bad.
You are breaking up, sir.
I don't even hear what you're saying.
Okay, so sorry. With our network in Nigeria, so sometime we are going to. Okay, so we say which of these is not an essential element of an algorithm? We are saying that the answer is a recursive process. It mustn't all the time, but every algorithm will have a finite step, a conditional logic. There will be an input. There will also be an output. Now look at the next question. Why is C code faster than Python code? Why? This one is easy to answer. Why is C faster than Python code? Okay, let me see your answers quickly. C has a better memory. C uses variables more efficiently. C is compiled. Python is interpreted. Wow. And then C has more data types. Okay. So, and I think you've all queued the answers. Okay. Okay. So that's the answer. Then, which of these is not one of the main steps in software development process? Which of these is not one of the main steps in software development process? Deployment, testing, specification. Very dicey question.
Sir, please, the last slide, oh, I didn't get it, sir. Sorry, sir. Sir, please, the last slide, I didn't get it,
Please,
sir.
The last question, sir. The
want to
last
allow
slide,
the
please.
Sir,
Well, I
the
think
last
this
slide.
session is going to be recorded.
Is it
It's
one?
going to be recorded. We will wait for the rest.
So this is it. Why is C code faster than Python code? The answer is B. C is compiled. Why Python is
It's not
interpreted?
showing
That's it.
now.
Then we are here. We are here now.
Listen to your screen,
Sir,
please.
it's not showing. The screen is not showing.
So we cannot see the screen.
You're not able to
Everyone,
see
this
my
session is
screen.
going to be recorded.
Is everyone seeing my screen? Can I see an emoji that you are seeing the screen?
Sir, can we get the material?
Yes, I can see.
Okay,
Your screen is showing
screen
now.
is showing, oh.
that's fine. That's fine. We're seeing that. Please leave all questions. You'll be able to take all the questions. And then remember, this is a recorded section. You'll be able to have access to it at any time. So no need of us going back and forth so that we can be faster and cover the entire section. Of the main steps in the software development process, which of them? Deployment, specification, implementation. I'll be fast to say the answer. The answer is specification. Because specification is not considered a main step in software development process. Specification is actually what happens when we are doing implementation analysis. So we specify analysis clearly. So the main steps is 6: elicitation, background noise, so that we will be able to concentrate.
Hello, sir. Please mute everybody. Someone is eating and disturbing us, sir.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So I've taken care of this. So we are saying that the main steps in software development process are 6: elicitation, analysis, design, implementation, testing, and deployment. 6 of them. Specification is not actually one of the 6, but we do specification when we do process elicitation as well. So that happens there. There are different ways we can see our software development lifecycle. Okay. Profession that involves designing and creating software applications for mobile devices is typically known as the profession that involves designing and creating software applications for mobile devices is typically known as, and I think this one is very easy to answer. Okay, so it's quite easy. I don't think I'm supposed to take time. It's a mobile app developer. Okay, so there is a web developer, there is a mobile app developer. These are the 2 possible answers, but the best answer is mobile app developer. not a data scientist, not an AI engineer, of course. Now, a web developer utilizes tools like HTML, CSS, JavaScript. You are going to learn them when you come to your 200 level. And then we do all of that to develop a web. But the mobile developer uses platforms like Swift and Kotlin and all that to do Android devices for us. Now, look at the next one. Which concept in Python allows code to be reused? Which one allows codes to be reused? Functions, libraries, packages, pseudocodes. So let me see if you're able to pick the answer. Somebody said D. How can D be the answer? I don't think it can be D at all. So the answer is A. Is functions. Functions supports reusability by allowing code to be defined once, but you cannot call it several other times. I think we see it in this thing as we progress. In fact, another one that looks like it could even be libraries, because there are already existing libraries that you can as well call to do something. But the right answer in this context is actually that. Now, which of the following is not a pseudocode keyword? Which of them is not a pseudocode keyword? Big, straightforward answer. Okay? If X, and if wrong. Which one? It's not a pseudocode keyword. I'm surprised that some people are saying C. If it is C, then it could have been B as well. Okay, the answer is wrong. Wrong is typically a keyword used, it's not typically a keyword used in pseudocode. We can use if X, and if, but not wrong, okay? So instead, pseudocode uses keywords like all of these ones to represent flow and logic and all that. But things like wrong, you don't use them, okay? All right, now look at this one. Which the following is a valid pseudocode statement? Which of these is a valid pseudocode statement? A is all the options. B is S, print, you are a child. And if age greater than 13, then print, you are a teenager. If age is greater than 18, then print, you are an adult. So look at this closely. You discover that which of the following is a valid pseudocode statement? Let me see. No. Don't let this grammar confuse you. The right answer is actually A, because all of them are valid. So each of the provided statement is a valid pseudocode representation of a conditional statement based on age. So all of them are valid. So it's all the options. Okay. Now look at this. This was a very good one. And I think I will start giving prizes. Today I'm going to give prizes. I'm going to give prizes because it's part of the things I want to do to make you engaged with what I'm doing. So what is the index of the last? Okay. So a majority are saying A. See, majority are saying A. Let's see what the answer is. The answer is A. So the index of the last element in the list is 4 because it is 0 indexing base that we do. So what we actually say in there, I think I should be able to write it there. Python, we can't say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will become 5. So Python usually counts 0. So we can count 0, 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So that's how it starts counting from. So that's how we can arrive at 4. It's 0 index and it starts from that point. Okay. Let's look at another one. Okay, now this is where the price starts from. The price starts here. And I want you to try it. The best student answer will get a prize, 2 GB of data of any network. And I'm going to unmute the person and then the person will be able to talk. So what is the output of this code? Look at the code: fruits, then we have apple and all of that, all in a list. For I in the range of len of fruits, then print fruits that in each of those index. So if I run the line, this line print. If I run this line now, what will be my output? If I'm running this line, what will be the output? That's what I'm looking at. Okay. So I'm going to unmute people now and see if you can be able to get the answer for me. So you should be able to unmute yourself and talk to me.
The answer is
Anybody?
3.
Yes. Mohammed is talking. Mohammed, can you go ahead? You
The
started
answer is
talking.
I said the answer is
banana,
3.
cherry.
Yes.
The answer is 2.
The answer is 2.
The
Yeah.
answer is 2.
The answer is 3.
How will
It's
the answer
3.
be?
Okay, so
3.
it's a loop. So it's a loop. It's a for loop. So it prints every item in your list. So it prints apple, banana, and cherry.
So who is the person that Franklin?
Hello,
Franklin.
hello.
Is it Franklin?
Yes, it is.
No.
Franklin
The answer is.
Is the right
The
name?
answer is.
Yes.
Franklin Etu. Okay. All right. So
Dr.
Franklin just won a prize, 2 GB of data of any network. So Franklin, after the class, you get me your network and then you receive 2 GB of data. Okay. So the answer is actually apple, banana, and cherry in separate lines. That's what the answer is, because it is each of that it is actually printing out. Let me show you what the answer looks like. So the answer will look like this. That's the answer. So it will give you apple, banana, and cherry because you are actually printing out this. This is the index, each of them. So each of them comes out. So the for loop iterates over the range of indices of the list fruits using this range len of that. Then the index is used to assess and print each item in the list, and it's going to appear this way: apple, banana, and cherry. Congratulations, Franklin A2. All right, so we make progress again. Okay. Which of the following is used to remove an item from a list in Python? Which of them could be used to remove an item in Python? So you look closely again and then see what, let's see what the answer will look like. None of the option: list.delete item and list.pop index, list.remove item and list.delete item. These things are funny anyway. List.remove item and list.pop index. And that one. So let's see what the answers are. Now we have differing opinions. So some are saying A, some are saying B, some are saying. So I think now I can be able to teach it by giving us this. So the answer is actually D. And I'm going to explain that. Both list.remove item, list.pop index can be used to remove an item from a list in Python. So don't use the other one. This one delete and the other one pop, but having index is not really it. Okay, so we say list.remove item, remove the first occurrence of the specified item, the first occurrence, because you are saying item. All right, but if it is list.pop index, it will remove the item at the specified index. Remember, the index is 0, 1, 2, 3 something. So if I say list.pop 3, it's going to remove the item that has the index 3 from that very particular place. But if I'm saying list.remove item and I give the name of the item like apple or something, it's going to remove that particular item from that list. So that's how it works. Now look at this one. This is good. And this is very fine. I think I should also give price here. Okay, no, I will give price in another one. What is the output of the following code? X is equal to 3. If X is greater than 5, print X is greater than 5. If X is less than 5, print X is less than 5. X, print X is equal to 5. Good one. But remember, we say X is equal to 3. So if we run this code, what will be the output? Look closely. And let's see what the output will look like. Yes, I'm having good answers. People are now good. So the answer is A. Clap for yourselves. I love that. You guys are good. For you to be able to recognize this one, so I'm happy you're able to recognize that one. So the answer is actually A. Is X is less than 5 because X is equal to 3 in essence. So since X is less than 5, the condition in the elif statement is true. So the code will give us that particular answer. Now look at this one. What is the output of this code? Count is equal to 0. Y count is less than 5. Print count. And then increment. Count plus equal to 1. So increment. So what will be the output of this? What will be the output of this? Let me see if you're able to get it. Those that say A, why did they say A? I was expecting that everybody should just say B, 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 I mean D, 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 because it's actually that. All right, so it's going to give us all of that. Now, the while loop executes as long as the condition is that is true. It brings the value of the count and increments it by 1 in each of the iteration. Okay. Okay, we look at the next one. What is the output of the following code? What is the output of the following code? Numbers is that in that list. For num in numbers, then you now run numbers divided by 2. If num is divided by 2 is equal to 0, print num. So if I execute this line, print, in particular, what output should it give me? Okay, because this is a division sign. Remember, this one is a division sign. So let me see if you can pick it. Okay, differing answers. So because of time, the answer is A. So the reason is it creates a list of numbers 1, 2, 5, and then use a for loop. That's what that for loop. It will iterate through each of those numbers in that list. Now, inside the loop, it will check if the correct number is divisible by 2 by division. So if it is an even number, then using that condition, which we have put there, if the condition is true, it will now print the number. And the number it's going to print is actually 2 and 4. So if it does that, if num is divided by 2, 1 divided by 2, it will not be 0. 2 divided by 2, equivalent to 0, it will print it. 3 by 2 is not correct. 4 by 2 is the remainder is 0, so nothing happens there. 5 by 2 is not correct, so it's going to give us 2 and 4. Okay. All right, so I'm going to unmute us here and then allow you to look at this one now. And here I have a price. This one is good. I have a price here. I have a price. So the price is 5 GB of data for any learner who gets the correct definition of these terms: list, tuple, set, dictionary. So I have 4 of them here. If you're able to get what is list, what is a tuple, what is set.
Sir, can I go ahead and answer? Sir, can I go ahead and answer?
So yes, go ahead.
Okay. Sir, a list in Python is just a combination of different variables. It can be a list of strings together, a list of numbers together.
Okay.
All of them are in between square brackets.
Yes. Okay.
A tuple is almost the same thing as a list. It's still a collection of Python objects that are separated by commas. But this time, a tuple is surrounded with parentheses. That's the curvy brackets. And repetition is not allowed in tuples. So you cannot have 1, 1, 2 or 1, 2, 3, 3.
In a tuple.
In a tuple.
Okay.
Then a set is a set. No, let me do dictionary first. A dictionary is a collection of Python objects too, but this time they are arranged in key value pairs. That's for every item, it's actually a key and a value, You can access the values using the keys.
Beautiful.
Sets now, they are covered with those coily braces and they don't allow duplicate items. The one that allows duplicate items is the tuple. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. It's tuple that allows duplicate items. Sets don't allow duplicate items.
So does that mean that tuple and set are the same? But the point is that this one doesn't allow the duplicate items. Is that what you're saying?
No. The difference between list and tuple is that you cannot change a tuple.
Immutable, yes. What's your name?
Manu Chinso Azubike.
Manu Chinso Azubike. That's beautiful. Okay, so let's have a look at that answer. I am reading your comments and it's quite funny. Okay, look at the answer. Okay, if you're looking at this answer now, you'll be able to judge if Azubike has got this answer. Now, a list is an ordered collection of items that can be modified, that is and allows duplicate elements. And I think he got it correct. Is that okay? Then he said a tuple is an ordered, immutable collection of items that cannot be modified after creation. Though he didn't say this part that it can't be modified after creation anyway. Okay, then a set is an unordered collection. Okay, he didn't say this part anyway, of unique items that does not allow duplicate elements. But he said this one. Then a dictionary, I think he got the dictionary very well. A collection of key value pairs that allow for fast lookup based on each of those keys. So if I'm to judge now, and it means I can, out of 5 GB of data, I should give 4 GB of data. Or do we give the 5 GB of data?
Yes, give the 5.
Give the 5, sir.
Give the
I'll
5.
give the 5. He tried.
Give the 5.
Give the 5. He tried.
Uncle, help him with the 5.
Oh, everyone is saying I should give the 5. I can see your comments. Okay. All right. So Mona Chinso Azubike has won 5 GB of data. A very good answer, and I love that. So that is what a list is. Remember what a tuple is. Remember what a set is, and also what a dictionary is. So how you can see something in an exam is that they will be given to you, and then some questions can be asked. So you should be able to tell that this is actually a tuple and not a list, or this is a set, or this is a dictionary by the look of them. So while you are doing your own revision, try to remember each of them. So that's a good try. Let's move on. Oh, this is another good one. And this one is 2 GB of data. There's a lot of prizes for today. 2 GB of data, you see. And now this is to arrange the following into acceptable or unacceptable. In fact, I think everyone should be able to answer this. Okay, I think what I'm going to do now is to give people in public admin, and then those in economics, and then business management. So these three departments that are not in computing. Is there any other computing, non-computing department? Okay, those of them in health. Okay, in health as well. That is nursing and public health. Are the people I want to answer this. So this is about variable names. Which variable name is correct? Which variable name is incorrect? So, and anybody who is able to set them well, the way they are the correct ones and all of that, will be able to win a prize. And it should be somebody in computer science, cyber security, or School of Computing completely. Because I feel those of you in School of Computing, you know these things more than everybody. So it's so simple, and I don't want you to attempt it. Okay, so who is going to try? Yeah, economics. Peter Josephat. Can Peter Josephat try for us?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sir. For number one, grade test is unacceptable. Then number two test.
No, wait. Let me get you. Say grade test is unacceptable.
Number one, yes, unacceptable.
Okay.
Number two.
It's wrong. Wrong is acceptable. Oh.
No,
Let him answer. Let me try.
Come down, make you talk now.
Allow
give me a chance.
We're gonna allow me to talk now.
Please say it now.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Should I continue, sir?
Yes, continue.
Okay. Then
Why do you want to continue when you've already failed and failed the question?
Let him continue. Let's not inform
Leave her.
I have like 10. I have like 10. Then I will fail some and I will get some.
I want to try, sir.
Sir, can I try? Can I try?
From business management.
Yes.
Let me try again.
Business management, go ahead.
Let me try.
No, business management, go ahead.
Okay, great. Test is acceptable, sir.
Okay.
Test is unacceptable, sir.
Okay.
COVID-19 cases is acceptable, sir.
Which of them? 3 or 4?
Just be saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
I think 1 is acceptable, 1 is not. Hold on.
Please, sir, let me answer the reason why it's not acceptable.
Number 3 is acceptable. Number 4 is not acceptable, sir.
Please, sir, let me answer.
Let me answer that.
Let me answer.
Number one. Unacceptable.
Now let me start
Please, I want to
Unacceptable.
answer.
People should stop this and let us
Only 2 we want to answer the question.
Let me continue.
Okay, I think I will mute everybody and then the right person. Okay. Now, if you are the person, please, everyone who is raising hand, can you bring down your hand, please? No more show of hands so that I'll be able to pick it. This is like very basic, and I want everyone to be able to answer it. So I'm going to pick hands. So those of you in School of Computing, that's all. Okay, don't bother answering. I already know that you know it. I have seen your scores. So I know those who are doing well, and I really want everybody to follow. Okay. All right. So I'm now unmuting. Okay. So I'm now picking Fatima. Fatima, can you go ahead now? Is Fatima there? Fatima is not there. Deborah Iba, can you go ahead? Deborah is not there. Or are you not able to mute yourself? You can turn your mic now. Jason Mark, are you able to talk now?
That man want to try. That man want to try.
Let me try, sir.
Can I try?
Okay, we can go ahead and try. Let's see.
Okay.
That man is from business management.
Yes, go ahead.
Number 1 is acceptable. Great test.
Good.
Number 2 is unacceptable.
Okay.
Number 3 is acceptable. While number 4 is unacceptable.
Okay.
Number 5 is acceptable. While number 6 is unacceptable.
Okay.
Number 7 is acceptable. While number 8 is unacceptable.
Wonderful.
Number 9 is acceptable. While number 10 is unacceptable.
Wonderful. What is your name? The person that talk now.
Damilare.
What?
Damilare. You can check the chat box.
Damilare.
Yes.
All right. Damilare. That's a good one. So those of you in School of Computing, you can see now. Damilare, which department are you?
Business management.
Business management.
From business management. Clap for yourself. Business management. You know, I really want business management, economics, and others to really feel belonging in this course, so that you will not say it's only computing people are getting all the answers. All right, so thank you for answering that. Let's see the reason, because you may see others. So this is the answer. So if you look at this answer now, you will realize that the reasons are there. So grade test is the correct format. Okay. COVID-19 cases underscores are allowed. Okay. You can now see the answers, the reasons why they are given are all there. Term 1, numbers can be used, but not at the start, not at the beginning. Correct format, numbers allowed at the end. Okay, that's for sales price 2021. Okay, and then MIVA underscore learners is the correct format. But when you say MIVA and the learners, not number 5, it will be unacceptable because of the ampersand that is not there, that is there. Then the same thing when you say COVID underscore 19 underscore cases is okay, because you are using the right format. Okay, we call it snake format. So, but if you say COVID dash, that is you are using hyphen. So hyphens are not valid, they are not part of it. So please note these things. They can be anything given to you, but you should know which one is a variable name that is allowed and a variable name that is not. Actually. Which of them is true about agile methodologies? Mostly we say they promote flexibility and adaptability by allowing changes in requirements. They follow a sequential and linear process. Then they prioritize extensive documentation upfront. So what do you think is the right answer? Yes, I can see that you're making good progress. So that is the right answer, is A. They promote flexibility. Agile promotes flexibility and adaptability. Because in agile methodology, we want to be fast, and then so we can just be flexible, adapt changes easily, and then make sure we are producing new versions, version 1, version 2 can come out. But if we are doing anything on a waterfall model, it is linear and sequential. So the answer should have been C if you are talking about waterfall, because it is rigid, linear, and then sequential. Okay, so that's what happens there. The next question is what is the purpose of a class diagram in the design phase? When we want to produce class diagram, what do we, what's the purpose of that? To show the components that will make up the system, to show the interaction between system models, beautiful, to identify the system boundaries, good, then to create the database structure. All right, there are different diagrams, but here we are actually talking about class diagrams, and it should be about the components. So it will show the components that will make up that system. So that's what the class diagram helps us to do when we are designing. The next one is that when does the deployment phase occur in the system development life cycle? Okay, when does the deployment phase occur? And look closely now. I think I should watch to know if you are getting these answers. Now, okay, let me see. Is it after successful testing, before the design phase, during the implementation phase, at the beginning of the software development life cycle? So when does the deployment phase occur in the software development life cycle? Remember, we have said that there are 6 steps. So if you know those 6, it will be easy for you. And in that 6, we say after successful testing, before you are doing deployment. I think I should run you backwards a little so that you can see those steps. Yeah, look at the steps we talked about. Elicitation, analysis, design, implementation, testing, and deployment. So it's after testing, you can talk about that. So that's what happens there. So there are different ways to also answer, provided that it comes in. So it's after successful testing. So-called C D14. This is an acronym that can as well be used for you to remember this. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. You can use this called system examination. This is analysis. This is design. This is coding. This is testing. This is maintenance. Okay. So you can is after you have successfully tested, before you move into deploying it, and then before you move into testing it. Deploying it. Okay, so we move on. What is the purpose of a sequence diagram in the design phase? Now, I've said something about class diagrams, so which means you should be able to understand class diagrams. Okay, There are other diagrams. Okay, sequence diagram. All right. Class diagram, we say it is to do what? Component. Is to look at different components of that. Okay. Now, for sequence diagram, what is the purpose of a sequence diagram in the design phase? To illustrate the interaction between system models, to create the database structure, to identify the system boundaries, to show the component that we make up that system. So the answer is to illustrate the interaction between the system models. And then I have listed for you all those answers. So there's class diagram, there's component diagram, sequence diagram, activity diagram, state diagram, deployment diagram, package diagram. There's also use case diagram. So all of us in computing, you are going to meet more of these diagram and how to do that. But for now, it says you 101 and for your examination, just note the few that is contained within your course. So that when you hear activity diagram, what does it mean? So the answers are there. You can screenshot these right now and then remember it, or come over to watch this video once again in your studies. So if you are doing sequence diagram, it's about interaction. Now, which software development model is known for its sequential and linear approach to software development? Let me see if you have the answer to this one. Waterfall, Agile, Spiral, RAD. Let me see. Okay, a lot of A, that's a good one, Waterfall, because of sequential and linear approach. Good. Sequential linear approach. Agile is not that way. Spiral is not that way. Rapid application development is also not that way. It is actually that waterfall. So the answer is waterfall. So now I also have to create explanation for the waterfall. Waterfall goes into all the phases, line by line, and is rigid. So you do requirements, design, implementation, testing, maintenance, or deployment. Okay, so you follow that pattern. But in Agile, it's iterative and incremental. So you keep on, you can change things. It's very flexible. There are different sprints of meeting. So Agile changes. A Spiral is a risk-driven approach that combines both the Agile and the waterfall. So majority uses this, okay? And then in RAD, which is rapid application development, is known for its rapid prototyping and iterative development cycle. So I can do version 1, version 2. When there's changes, I can keep creating more and more. So this is a very good one at this level. Okay, so I'll stop here. I think I've been able to run down different areas of the 6 major places we want you to scale at. And I want you to now ask questions. Let's interact. This is a general Q&A. And I want to make sure I answer all your questions in any of the places you are finding things difficult. And before I move into picking your questions one by one, I want you to know that you are not going to fail this course because you have been taught very well. So you are going to actually, how do I put it, have A in this course. If you're failing, you will have B. So confidently come and write the exams. You will do very well. All right, so let me go into the question and answers. Any area you find difficult, you still want me to explain, please let me know in the comment section. Okay, I've been able to allow you to unmute yourself if you need to explain anything. I'm also looking
Hello,
at
sir.
section.
Hello, sir.
Yes, go ahead, Edward.
A quick one, please, sir. Because while you are talking, most of us are working and we are not really concentrating. So, would we have this video on our border on our dashboard? if we want to watch it later?
Yes, I think the answer is yes. So you're going to have, it is already recorded, so it will be uploaded on your LMS and you will have access to it. So visit the LMS in the next 1 day or 2, you should be able to have access to it.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Sir. Hello. I'm seeing a question, sir. Please, do we get to see the grades for CA before the exams? No, you can. I've already graded everything about all group assignments has been graded in all the groups. So you can see your scores. Your CA scores are already there on your LMS. So just go there and you can see them.
Hello, sir.
Yes, someone is talking. Go ahead.
Just for marking purpose, there was a question that concerns counting in Python. I said if x is less than 3, then print this. The answer was 0 to 5, and we all agreed 0 to 4 before the answer showed up. We know it's 0 to 4, but just for marking purposes, with that, I won't encounter such a thing.
Okay, in our lesson here, I think I can scroll backward and be able to get that. Yeah, it could be an oversight or a mistake, but I'm happy that you're mentioning that. Let me go and check. Or maybe the design of slide didn't capture that well. Okay. It could be this. Is it this one?
Yes, this one.
Yes, you are correct. So what was designed, okay, you can see that the answer is actually D. The correct answer is that it is recorded as the star one. Okay, because it is less than 5. 5 will not be counted. So it's not the other one. Yeah, thank you for saying that. And I'm happy you said that. Very, very good. Okay. Very, very good.
Sorry, this why is star on the question?
Hello?
Hello, why is star on the question?
Okay, no, that shows you that's the correct answer.
Okay.
Yes, but the shading was in the red up there. But the correct answer is the star one. But the star is not going to show you if you run the code anyway. All right, so let me get other questions. Sir, I have checked the elements and the grade section is not yet graded. Which is not yet graded? Adebu Sola Toriola. Please, maybe you can send a private message to my inbox. But all assignments, all group work has been graded. All group works have been graded. If you're not able to see your own, we can help you resolve that. All of them have been graded.
So same here, I've checked and it's not showing, so I don't know.
Yes, so it means that you have an issue. So we are going to just send a message privately. It will be sorted out in your home.
Hello, sir. I can't see my own also.
Yes.
So I think it's good that log the grades. I think it's good that log the grades. You cannot see your image. I think it is good that logged it.
Please, there's another class for 4:30.
Mine has been graded and I've seen my results.
Please, how did you see your result? That's the question. Maybe we are not checking the right way.
So please, I have a question, please.
Go ahead with the question.
Yeah, concerning the mid-semester, the Python on the code grid, that particular first exercise 1.3.1, where we are supposed to create a variable name. You know, it's supposed to be like a name, then equal to, like I put my name, like gospel. But what if somebody is to say a name equal to, then the person, takes an input from the person, like not stored in the computer, but taking an input, like saying, what is your name? Then you put what they call quotation marks. Then will that also count as a variable name? Because when we were testing that on the code grid, it was not the test rate the testing was not reading it as a variable name, but I just wanted to ask a question if that can be acceptable.
Yes, it is acceptable. It is acceptable. But our grading in the code grade didn't include that. But if you included it, like I've seen those that included it in their own group work, and they were all graded well. So we know that's what you are saying. So it is correct. You can request the user to give you an input instead of just giving your own input. All right. So during the exam, if the question is skipped due to difficulties, can we go back to it later, or it will be an answer or lose it, like the just concluded assignment? In the exam, before you do your submission, you should be able to have access to check properly before you submit. You are not losing anything. So don't fear. The exams are very straightforward. There's no fear at all. And we've been able to make things easy for you by ensuring that sections to answer all your questions. Any more questions? Sir, please, what about the that is already. Anything on CSC 101 you don't understand? I have just 2 more minutes. Anything on CSC 101 you don't understand?
Yes, sir. One more question, sir. Concerning operating system, can you tell us what it manages? Because among the options they were given, especially in the end of semester, there are 2 options that are almost similar. One was talking about, the operating system managing both the input, like the keyboard and the monitor. But one was saying it takes, if I can remember the question very, it takes input from the keyboard and then sends it to the CPU for processing. So among those 2 options, we were trying to deliberate, we were like debating which should be the best answer, because the question was talking about receiving input from the keyboard and then pasting it on the monitor. So I was taking, so just help us explain that particular part. What would be the function, the main function of the operating system as concerning that?
I'm actually losing you right now. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, can you ask your question again?
Okay, I'm saying there's a particular question concerning the operating system.
Okay.
On the end of semester that talks about the question is when a computer receives an input from the keyboard, then and sends it, I need to send it to the monitor. They were asking what is the main function of the operating system, something like that. And then one option was saying the operating system generally manages the keyboard and the monitor. Another option was saying the operating system receives input from the keyboard and sends it to the central processing unit for execution. So we are trying to ask concerning what will be the best option for that particular question.
Okay, this one is sending it to the CPU. That's the work of the operating system. Now it will do that. It will do the sending. It's not confusing. It's straightforward. Is it okay?
Because of the monitor in the question, because it's talking about receiving input then and sending it to the monitor for display. But the option of the CPU was not putting anything that concerns the monitor, like a feedback. That's why, anyway.
Okay, now let me tell you something about multiple choice questions. It may not give you all the areas at the same time. So all you need to do is to look at the most appropriate, the best option you can have within all of those 4 answers. Okay, the one that is closest is actually answer. That's what happens in that, because it is multiple choice. It's not like expressive for theory. In theory, you can write and explain and do all of that. But here, you have already been given an option. So look at the best option that you feel that is okay at that point. Okay, that's what to do when you have multiple choice questions. Okay, so I will stop here. Thank you for being part of the
question, sir. Hello, sir. Sir.
Yes.
On the grading of our group assignments, sir, Mine is still showing yet to be graded, sir. Not yet graded.
So maybe you are going to allow it for the next 2-3 hours. You may refresh it or log out, log on. You'll be able to see it.
Yes, sir.
Grading, all grading has been done.
All right, sir.
For CSC 101 in particular, you are going to see that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the class. And congratulations for having A's and B's in your CSC 101.
Please, sir, welcome to an office.